You know those things in life that are impossible to say no to? Cinnamon rolls happen to be one of those things for me. Today I'm gonna show you how to make cookies and cream cinnamon rolls. These cinnamon rolls have Oreos in every layer from the dough to the icing. Perfect for any occasion. Let's have some fun today. Our cinnamon rolls begin with making the dough. In order to do that, we need to activate some yeast. So just pour that in there, and this is the most important part. So pour that yeast in there and then just give that a mix and let this sit for 10 minutes till foamy. Give it a nice good mix. Heat the milk up to about like 100 degrees, 115 degrees, and let this sit for 10 minutes. This is crucial. If you don't do this step right, then everything else is not going to work. Next, we need to sift our flour and get our dough started. Just take a little sifter right here. I'm gonna put this over the bowl, and I am using a stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can do this by hand. And like always, guys, the recipe will be down in the description below. Don't make a mess like I am. And we're just gonna sift this. I like doing this when I do cinnamon rolls, just so I feel like my dough comes out a lot smoother. Again, I wish I could bake more. It's so hard when you love to bake, love sweets, but you're trying to eat right, eat healthy, because you can't just eat one. Well, you can just eat one, but that's no fun. So I'm super happy. I haven't had anything sweet in a very long time. I guess last week I had the churros, tater tots, but some cinnamon rolls or some cake, I haven't had that in forever. So these are going to be spectacular, easily. Add our sugar, that's not sugar, that's salt, and our sugar, and then give that another quick whisk. Mix that up. And my favorite part, we get to get our hands dirty today. We're going to add some cube butter. I have it cubed up right here. It is softened to room temperature. That is very key. Make sure it's softened, and we're gonna add all that into it. And now we're gonna cut the butter into the pastry, or not the pastry, but the dough. You're just gonna make tiny size pea cubes, kind of like making biscuits. That's what you wanna do. If you made biscuits before, you know this step. If not, use a pastry cutter, a fork, your hands. Also makes baking fun, and making cinnamon rolls, you gonna get your hands dirty, so there's no way around that. So don't be ashamed, clean your hands. If your hands ain't clean, you should not be in the kitchen. So now that our butter and our flour has been mixed in together, we have a little size piece. We can set this to the side. We'll get started on the next thing. Bring in some Oreos in a plastic bag. You can use a food processor for this if you have one, but it's not that necessary. All that pent up aggression that you have during the week, all that anger or frustration, this is where you're gonna be able to let it out. Take a rolling pin, and you just wanna crush these up. So there's no big chunks in the dough, so just roll over it. And we're gonna be doing this for every step of the Oreo. So all the Oreos that you will see on from here and out that we're going to be adding will already be crushed. You might be asking yourself, DeRay, everybody knows how to crush Oreos. You would be surprised, for real, for real. So just give these a nice, good mix. This is crushed up, ready to go. Now, once our yeast is finished blooming, we'll come back and then we'll really get ready to assemble the dough. Okay, so our yeast has bloomed, activated. If it doesn't look different, start all over. It should change, look alive. Then we wanna go in there with some eggs. And then last but not least, go in there with those crumbs of Oreos. And then you wanna go in there, add your dough hook. I kinda like to mix it up a little bit before I put it on there. Then add the dough hook on there. And we're gonna mix this on low for a couple minutes till it comes together. Turn to medium high and let it beat for 5 minutes until smooth, a little bit tacky. I don't always have trouble with my dough, but I'm hoping today is different. So we'll turn that on low to get started. And then now, after you can see a dough ball has started to form, we'll turn this up to medium and let this go for about 5 minutes. Our dough's looking good. Let's see if I got it right. It's feeling good right now. Hopefully I didn't jinx myself, but we'll scrape all that down. It's not gonna be completely smooth. It's gonna be a little tacky. Take a glass bowl. We're gonna spray this down. Look at the color of that. Beautiful. Smooth, a little tacky, but that's perfectly okay. I'm going to take a bowl scraper and get all that extra stuff off the bowl. You want as much cinnamon roll as possible, right? And then you just scoop it up, place it right on top of that dough. Now we have a good cohesive dough, little brown ball of Play-Doh. We can put that in there. Take some plastic wrap now, or cling film. This thing is a pain. Take it off, and then I like to spray it too, just for peace of mind. I don't want none of it sticking. Come on, dough. There we go. Spray it down. We'll have to mop my floors after that, and then just cover it up. So we're gonna place this in a preheated oven that's been preheated to 200 degrees. We're gonna turn the oven off, place this inside of it, crack the door with a wooden spoon, and let it sit in there for an hour till doubled in size. Our filling for our cinnamon rolls is super simple. A bunch of ingredients that we're just gonna dump into a bowl, and you can mix this by hand, but I am using a hand mixer, of course. We'll start with some butter. We got some cinnamon, some cocoa powder. This is gonna bring a good chocolatey flavor, kind of re-enhancing the idea of the Oreos. Some salt, of course. And last but not least, a little bit of brown sugar. Y'all let me know your thoughts on this. So last night I was watching The Equalizer with Denzel Washington. I watched all 3 of those back to back, and he is a great actor. I love him. But during those movies, I just feel like I can save the world. Like, he has me ready to go. Like, if he called me for help and asked me to help him out on any of his missions, I would be there. Do y'all ever get that feeling watching like any type of superhero movie or save the day movies where you just feel inspired and like, I could really put the end to somebody, you know? That's how I always feel watching those movies, and I just felt like if I see some crime out on the street today, I might put the beat down on them like Batman. But I might be crazy, but that's just stuff that goes through my head when I watch the movies. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. This is going to go perfect when we spread on our cinnamon rolls when they come out. I like the colors, gonna give it some good contrast, and we can set that aside, and next time I see y'all, we'll be rolling out the cinnamon rolls. Throw those out the oven. Now, let's flour our surface, get some, just so it doesn't stick, give me peace of mind. And now let's take a look at our dough. Bam. It may have low-key overproofed, but also make sure you have a bigger bowl than this because this is a very small bowl. Punch it down, and now you just dump it. This is slick. I think it's about to drop out my hands. Now we have a nice dough. I'm just give this one quick knead. I like to form it into a ball and make it into a rectangle because we're gonna be rolling it out into a rectangle. So starting from a rectangle is a lot easier to roll out than a square. And we'll get some more flour down. Use the rest of that. Make a nice rectangle. And then now you just wanna roll this out into a 1/4 inch thick. This dough's looking beautiful. The Oreo specks in between it, amazing. So I was at Costco earlier this week and I had a real beef with this elderly lady. And no shade to elderly people. I love my grandparents. I love them, you know, to death, but elderly people should not be using self-checkout because they slow the line up. I was in Costco for 45 minutes because this elderly lady, she didn't want no help. That's what really irked me because I'm like, lady, you obviously don't know what you're doing, and it's okay to ask for help, guys. If you need help, ask for it. But she did not want to ask for help, and everybody, of course, came over there trying to help her out, but she was like, no, I got it, and was just holding the line up. And I'm like, I got places to be. She over here holding the line up, don't want for help. So I was really frustrated. Then I went to Dollar Tree. The following day, the same thing was happening. I was like, okay, there should be a rule that no elderly people can use self-checkout. This is looking like a pizza more than I wanted to look like a rectangle. So continue to roll that out. We'll bring back our filling in just a little bit. Now you just bring back that filling and we place, that did not work whatsoever. Place it right on top of the dough. And I'm not gonna go all the way to the edge just because some of this is not gonna make it in there. So I'm gonna just form this into a good rectangle and then I'll make the necessary trimmings as need be. So just spread that out. Take it now and you just wanna spread this out. Be gentle with it. Spread it out, get a good even layer. And don't forget, we do have the Oreos coming back on top of this. Every layer, I'm telling y'all. So just mix that up. Not mix it up, but spread it out. And then once you have all that filling spread over, take those Oreos that you have crushed up, reserve, and we're just gonna sprinkle them all across of it. And if y'all want some more cinnamon recipes, please comment down below. I got a bunch of them in the bag, and we're gonna go crazy with the Oreos too. Because this is Oreo themed, so we need as many Oreos as we can get on it. Go wall to wall. And it is getting messy. I told y'all today this recipe will get messy. Here it is, but the payoff is going to be so good. Okay, so now we're gonna get ready to roll it up. We're gonna start from the bottom. And this part is very, very key. You wanna make sure you get it tight as log as possible because when it's time to rise, if it's a loose log, it'll kind of rise all ugly and you don't want that, right? Start from the bottom and then make it very, very tight. So press it down, and you just roll it. And the next and very important step, we're going to cut this off so we can get some good even pieces. Take some dental floss. If you don't have a dental floss, you can use a serrated knife, but the dental floss is gonna get nice, clean cuts. So you just take it, wrap it up, and you pull the strings. It's like choking somebody out. And you get rid of this piece. And as we can see, the end, we don't want this because look how ugly that is. Nobody likes ugly pieces, right? And then I'm gonna take it on the other end and do the same thing. This is where I'm going to be anal. We have this almost at exactly 1 foot long. So we're going to make cuts about every 2 inches. So this is almost 1 foot long and we're gonna make cuts at about every inch. Make little indentions just so I just know. Right there. Once you got your cuts, take that floss, get underneath it, and now you just pull it out. You're gonna have a baking sheet right here. This is grease cookies cooking spray. Take that cinnamon roll, and as we can see, we have something amazing. Just place it right inside of it. And then go on, rinse and repeat with all your cinnamon rolls till you have them all cut out. Our cinnamon rolls have been rolled up, put into a baking dish. Now we're just gonna cover this with plastic wrap, let it rise again. My voice cracked, y'all repeat that. Let it rise again for about 40 minutes till double the size, and then we'll get ready to bake. But while you're doing this, go ahead and preheat the oven to 375. So while this is resting, your oven is preheating and getting nice and toasty. Our cinnamon rolls are almost finished, so we can go ahead and get started on our icing. We have cream cheese and butter, both that have been softened to room temperature. You just wanna bring in a hand mixer and give this a good mix. I like to do this first before I add the powdered sugar, just so it doesn't make too much of a mess and I get the butter and the cream cheese incorporated. Then you wanna bring in that powdered sugar and get this lid off of it. There we go. Add that into it. Now I'm gonna mix this on low speed so we don't make a mess. Get it all incorporated. The cinnamon rolls are smelling great. My house smells amazing. And you just wanna bake those until golden brown on top, lightly golden brown, not completely golden brown, because they will cook as they do come out. So continue mixing this up, and then we'll get ready to add our last 2 ingredients. Then of course we need a little bit of vanilla extract. Measure that with your heart. Go in there with just a couple splashes of milk. And if it gets too thin, then you add more powdered sugar. If it's too thick, add more milk. You just play with it till you get the consistency that you're looking for. Icing, well executed, looking good. So now we can set this to the side, wait for our cinnamon rolls to get done, bring out the red carpet, and then we'll be able to do our finishing touches. Cinnamon rolls are out the oven, and this is hot. Let me tell y'all that. Let's get tilted so you can get a look. Looking amazing, beautiful. Some of them kind of spiraled out of control and got ugly, but I don't shame. You know, they're gonna taste great. That's all that matters. And we're gonna take that icing now, and you just wanna spoon it right over the warm cinnamon rolls. The icing's gonna melt down and just make it all spectacular. So spread it out, and you can double up on the icing. If you're a very heavy on the icing type of person, by all means, you can double up on the icing, make more. There's enough sugar in this, and I don't eat that much sugar. I'm trying to stay relatively close on my diet this weekend, so I know if I went crazy here. 2, you can do the little TikTok, I call it a TikTok hack, but you put like heavy cream and then like brown sugar mixture on it and bake it like that. That is very optional, and you can do that as well. Fantastic results. I feel like I didn't need to do that in this application again. There's already enough sugar in it. I mean, honestly, I just didn't feel like doing that. But when I do buy store-bought cinnamon rolls, best believe I always do that. Takes the cinnamon rolls to a very, very good place. Oh yeah, these smell amazing. Your house is going to smell great. It's gonna make me want to hit the gym though after eating this. I know I'm gonna feel extremely guilty. Do y'all feel guilty after eating something very sweet? Like, dang, I am such an animal. All right, and last but very not least, you just want to take some more Oreo crumbs that you have crushed up and give it a good sprinkle all the way across, staying on theme. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm happy, I'm content. Finished doing this. I'm gonna scooch y'all back, take a bite. The time is now. Again, I'm not gonna over talk it. I'm ready to dive in. Oh, I love a sweet treat. Oh my God, that bite made my whole week worth it. Going hard at the gym, eating right, all things that are very difficult to do during the week, this made it worth it. That one bite was amazing. These cinnamon rolls are amazing. That's the only way I can describe it. I'm excited, I'm happy, because I haven't had cinnamon rolls in God knows how long. Super easy to make, guys. Make them, you'll find out for yourself how good these are. Like always, I appreciate all the love and support. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, comment down below what I can do different, what you want to see next. Y'all know the whole shebang. Hit that like button. I will see you guys next week. Come back. I have another banger like I always do. Peace.